are we? Let's hope this stream works better. I'm sick of my face looking like a bloody lizard. How are we all? I'll wait for a few people to get on. For those of you who are new, welcome. Where are we in the world and who's awake? Hello, Jen, if you're watching. I hope you're having a great shift. Shout out to Luciana. Hi, Laurie. How are you? So, am I streaming correctly? Is my face in one piece? Or am I having a face-off? I think last month there's been a face-off, really, hasn't it been? Hey, Sarah. How are you? So, is it all streaming correctly? Hi, everyone. Yes, I felt disconnected from you. It's like I've been coming off of something. So how has our energy been? Have we been purging? Have we been processing? Getting things done? It's buffering still. So is it still cutting in and out? Must be. Hi, Tasmania. How are you doing, Tegan? Welcome. I did find another twin flame reader. Hey, Kimberly. Yes, we must chat. I've got a booking at 10, so I'm only on here for a bit. It's in and out. Might be the location. I'll move it a bit. Otherwise, I don't know, guys. How's that? Is it streaming a little bit better now? Yeah, no joke. Well, I have noticed a lot of twin flame readers of a psychic nature I doubt it. I wish. Okay, the question was, can all this twin flame stuff be wrong? A lot of us are actually processing that. We are, there is an energy where there's some real interesting situations going on, actually. Many twins are coming to a place where we're actually doing a great deal of processing. Many are saying, gee, you know, is this even real? But then when you actually stop and you're out of ego, you're going, yeah, it is. This is what it is. It's part of our process and our spiritual growth. You don't wish to think it's so. It would be a lot easier if you weren't a twin, but it's the reality of who you are. It was something that was chosen before birth, so it is part of your twin flame process. Try not to get cooped up too much by timings, because we can swap timelines, and there has been a lot of questions connected to the different dimensions, moving timelines, so to speak. More if you actually look at yourself as the clock, because you are the clock theoretically. You know, have you done the work? Whereby when you're looking at situations, have you got blocks? Hello, Shadow Moon. Are you applying yourself to your life? Times where you will have communication with twin, or even the time away from twin, the energy levels rebuild. So a lot of what you learnt in the given situation, you'll go away and you'll apply that to your life. And that's the strange thing. Both will take something from the situation and apply it to life so that you can start building upon your foundation. You can't exit. That's the point. I mean, there's videos where they say cutting the umbilical cord, and you know, when you notice that there's no connection, no communication, you know, what are you doing in a sense of ignoring aspects of what's going on in your life? A lot of times And look, many of us at the moment are having so many tower moments. I don't think you'd want to be in communication because you've got so much shit going down. Excuse my French, but yeah, definitely for me. There's been finances for a lot of feminines. There's been, you know, tying up loose ends, paperwork, manifestation. So masculines are actually now being given an opportunity to improve their aspects in their life. Hey, Giggle Glimmer. Yeah, it's almost like, you know, by sweeping it under the carpet, a lot of times for the younger ones that are, you know, just have met their twin and they've kind of just gone, oh, it's a beautiful love story. Yes, it is a beautiful love story, in a very odd, weird, kind of fucked up way. Excuse my French. But what you got to realize is what it's doing for you is helping you spiritually grow, because internally, especially for the younger ones coming into the journey, you know, the parent dynamic or the kin dynamic is where a lot of the things change. So a lot of what you need to do is when you're having a block or a trigger, you need to stop, you need to think on it, and then you need to step back. You've got to do those bunny hops backwards and go, where does that come from? Because if you're not purging it, you're not going to be open. You will get to a vibration and a frequency where you are completely okay, just completely being on your own. And that's a very beautiful kind of vibration to get. And it sounds strange, but really coming to that peaceful place that no matter what you're doing, as long as, I mean, I did a reading last night, a test run, which I am going to introduce this to YouTube, where I'll tune into each zodiac sign of that twin, and I'll do the masculine and the feminine energies in each one. It's only going to be a snippet video, but it'll give you an idea of how they're looking at things and what they're dealing with. But definitely, you know, I'm not going to do an hour's worth, and it will be pre-recorded, so you can have a look into it. But again, depending on your situation, you're going to really need to have a private reading so that I can help you with your blocks, because your blocks are like a time clock. You change that cycle by doing the work on yourself. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be waiting for me to actually get to that place and it's going to be 20 years, well, yeah, it probably will be, you know, if you're not doing the work and you're avoiding it. So really, if you actually look at you as the clock and the gauge, if you sit there and meditate on it and ask, when is your feminine or masculine going to come about where you can do the work? That's for those of you who, you know, not all twins will need to be in union. I have met many twins where, you know, spiritually speaking, they can do work and they have no intent to take that in that direction. But that's not to say that that's the way it will stay. But really, a lot of them do have that energy where if that is your life path, you may not even know it. That is going to happen. So you just have to, you know, be with an integrity, know that people that come into your life are there for a reason, and it's not just for you, it's for them, because everyone spiritually who does come into each other's life, it is part of both paths. So don't be hard on yourself connected to that as well. Look, it can be karmic energies that come into your life of a relation matter. It can be soulmates where you spiritually are ready for that transition. And again, it is a choice, but you'll need to be at that peaceful place. You know, if you're saying you're going to walk away, is that an aspect of ego and fear and an aspect of control? Because when we release that aspect, then it's a physical choice. It's that you want to be with them, not you need to be with them. Does that make sense? Because spiritually, as you've evolved, you surpass that. Which is always strange, because I do remember having a conversation with a soulmate in relation to need and want. And want is a desire, you know, something that you're choosing to do because it feels good, or it's not an essential, so to speak. Need is food, water, shelter. So theoretically, a lot of the lower vibration situations that traditionally we would have been in were very much in an aspect of believing you needed that connection, which is what, as twins in the first wave, their duty, not even that you know that, is that you're to outlearn those old paradigms, which is a hard path, because I can tell you, guaranteed, I'm a very traditional girl. So for me to outlearn those things is huge. I mean, my grandfather was a holy man. My grandmother was very religious. My father was very strict. So for me to outlearn those paradigms, trust me, like, that's huge. And I still have those core value systems in me, which is very much what the feminine energy would have. Look, the masculine as well would be coming from a separate energy of, you know, wanting to have that connection and wanting it to be perhaps better than what mum or dad had or kin had, and working very hard on it, but maybe in not getting there, and looking for that energy inside of people that perhaps unconsciously they didn't realize that they were going to get a worse result than maybe what their DNA family had growing up. But it's because their benchmark of what they feel they're worth may be so low that they're choosing that because that's what their aspect of self-worth is coming through. So there can be dynamics where there's push-pull within twin. It can be environments that they enter into can be of a lower vibration because of aspects of self-worth. But again, feminine has that aspect going on as well, where when you're in that vibration and you're looking at twin, realize it is something directly connected to you, because you not believing in what's going on is directly connected to you holding some of their vibration in you. But they remove themselves as yours is kind of escalating because you're at a higher frequency. But I did hear something very interesting the other day, and it was that the feminine energy at the moment is at a lower frequency than the masculines. And I was in a bit of ego, and I was like, how could that be so? And then I had to think about it, and I thought, well, yeah, it's probably relevant actually, because if you have, you know, had, you know, the breakdown or dynamics going on during probably, oh, when could we say? And it will be ongoing. It won't just be a given time frame. It will be over your lifespan, probably during the retrograde. You may be in that vibration where you're going, whoa, what's just happened? You know, my whole world's turned upside down. But that's why your frequency is going to be down, is because it's after the storm, you're looking and you're going, okay, I've got to pick these pieces up. This is a mess. Thank you, Sunflower Girl. Trust me, I haven't looked that great lately. I've been getting around in my tracksuit pants and getting myself grounded, and I was doing a lot of gardening yesterday, and I carried a 7-meter cabinet into the shed because I'm divine masculine and feminine. I've got no choice. So yes, a lot of us, our frequency is down, and it is a balance where feminines are needing to, you know, get to a place where you're getting yourself grounded. No, trust me, there's okay and there's Jen's seen me with the good, the bad, and the ugly. She said to me the other day, girl, and she's ever so polite, so for her to tell me, yes, my health was not so great. Feminines need to move far, far away. Okay, this is very interesting you say that. When I had my tower moments happen, quite often did I run. But I did mention this to my father a long, long time ago. And he said to me he was going to move to Europe, and I started laughing. And it wasn't in attitude or ignorance. And he goes, why are you laughing? And I said, because your problems belong to you. It doesn't matter where you go, if you haven't purged those problems, they're going to follow you because they're still going to be inside you. You're still going to have to purge them. So it's absolutely no point running away. If anything, you should just stand in your power and very much hold your head high Yeah, look, that trust me, you can be okay with that too. But part of the twin flame connection is healing the connection with Father. You need to heal that aspect. And that may be why, heart chakra wise, it's not open. Hi, Melbourne. Yeah, look, you do need to stand in it. And it is a lot of purging that we've got going on. And look, through a lifetime, honestly speaking, we will purge. One parent will hold the energy of the masculine in our family more so. So it might be the mother, it might be the father. That area is going to be very relevant for you to heal, but 90% of the time it is like your father figure that holds the aspects of those energies. What else have we been dealing with? But yeah, running is not an option. I mean, the more you get into it, initially one energy would have been the runner, one energy would have been the chaser. Now that can stop, and that is very relevant. But maybe being self-aware and not running from your fears is what can stop that whole dynamic, that kind of going back and forward. Well, that's what I'm doing, Giggle Glimmer. I'm focusing on the business. I'm focusing on my spiritual growth. I'm releasing aspects of, I'm being aware of ego and fear, and being more in the energy of it in a sense of vulnerability. You can create boundaries, but again, as I said, you know, there's so much education out there on YouTube whereby they're saying you need to stand into your own and you need to be like a hexen beast, but then they're saying don't be harsh, and it's like, again, we are 3D, so how we relate to it is relevant of part of the spiritual path. So very much for myself, I have love and peace towards people that have harmed me, but at the same time, I need to find peace within myself. And I did a reading for a friend of mine last night for their zodiac sign to balance the masculine and the feminine energy, because we hold both. And the interesting thing was inside them was letting things run off their back and not taking it personal, like everything that is done is directly connected to us. If your twin ends up in a karmic situation, you've actually chosen that karmic partner energetically prior to birth for them to learn something. So you need to understand that it pushes you in a direction to grow spiritually and release, and not get to a place where you're an ego about it being that they're better than you or anything of that. If that is for a person's higher good, you need to accept that, and it's very hard to stomach. I don't think so. I think with Ascension and in this lifetime, I feel a lot more, Laurie, are moving. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. As you vibrationally change, the other will as well. I think he's going. Look, karmic situations initially might look like a bed of roses, but they don't end up that way. But if we're in a vibration where we feel it's revenge, I mean, that's a total waste of your energy. And it's a lower vibration. That's okay, Sunflower Girl. I know it's painful, trust me. I've been through it. But what it creates in you is a different person. But, you know, you will go through those. It's almost like you're mourning a death. But it's a death of yourself, really, because you change. Yeah. Any other questions while I'm here? I'll have to keep an eye on the time because I do have the booking. Still okay. Oh, look, I've been shat on by friends. I've been robbed by loved ones. But, you know, initially when it all came about, I still hold value in who they were and what part they played in my life. And by no means do I belittle any memory I had during that time, although I did psychoanalyze some memories I had for a while there where I was going, was any of it fucking real? Yes, you do go through those stages. It is very relevant. You're not insane, but definitely don't psychoanalyze yourself. Be in every energy in every given day, because whatever you're feeling on that day is relevant and truthful to who you are. If you get to a place where you're suppressing it, you know, the soul death, though, the shadow mooner, is connected to past tense energies. It's really not just connected to twin. It will very much stem back a lot further, and it'll be a build-up of a lifetime of things. And definitely with the retrograde. Hi, Carmen, how are you? Did you hear me working like a busy bee yesterday? I have my divine masculine on. Me, theoretically. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about no one else here. I do feel an energy coming. You know, some twin readers have actually said, you can't block your twin. Good luck with that. It won't work. You can hide. Like, are you talking 3D on Facebook, the internet? Well, you can do if you feel guided to. I mean, but they will find a way if they wish to make contact with you, and you'll probably end up unblocking anyway. So you won't need to defend yourself anymore, Sunflower Girl. What you got to get is, look, there were years where I felt so attacked by family, yet they were who they were. I went through aspects of control-related issues where I was trying to fix everything. I went through aspects of listening, and then I got in trouble for that. I went through aspects of taking over and fixing, and then I just got to the point it was like, okay, maybe energetically I'm better off to do me, to work on me, not that. And it might have been, I might have been choosing that as a role due to the way, you know, childhood was, almost taking that role on as a human being, like somehow subconsciously I felt that was my role. But I now unemployed myself from that role. I fired myself from that because that's not my job. Sometimes you've got to get on this journey, being a twin, your role is to change paradigms. That's your life path. And that's within connections, that's within communication. So you need to now learn from the adversity you've experienced and use it with intuition. So where do you just need to be the listener? Where do you need to then remove yourself and assess situations in the way you apply yourself? And it might be for a time you need to remove yourself to stand your ground, make a statement, and gradually allow people in at your ratio and level, at your limited time frame. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, then it's on your terms. You've become energetically aligned correctly where it's not going to interfere with you. So there will be times where you will be an empath and you'll be a listener. There'll be other times you removing yourself and standing in your power and walking your truth will educate. You don't need to use this or this to actually help a person. Our aspects of codependency as divine feminines is part of our learning, not theirs. So we can point the finger, but a lot of it did come back to us. And it was like a habit that we'd formed. And then, you know, knowing really that from an empath point of view, it would have been coming from a very kind, loving, earnest point. we had to energetically kind of become grounded again and allow them to learn that the hard way, however that be. But then we need to have unconditional love, and that's another aspect of being a twin, is getting to a point. I'm not too bad, Stephanie. Getting to a point where, you know, you're just okay with people being flawed. I mean, we are flawed. We're deeply flawed. We are getting energetically drained at the moment because a lot is changing. We're getting a lot of downloads. Some of us have been experiencing nausea, and this is as a collective, but it's also, it will be, but you need to get grounded, sweet, because you're only going to attract the same thing. So, okay, from a cheating point of view, if you have a block connected to that, you're going to keep manifesting it. From a point of view of toxic friendships, if you can't purge that and just go, it is what it is, okay, lesson learned. And it's not even lesson learned. It's just, it is what it is. And then white light yourself and start realizing your worth, then you attract like-minded people. I mean, you physically being on YouTube talking with us, that's not about them. You're here with us, so you're part of this circle. So that's your vibration of where you need to be. Okay, somebody asked me that yesterday with the chakras and the clearing. Okay, on a level of chakras clearing, generally speaking, it'll be connected to what's coming up in a sense of a block for you. So at the moment, a lot of us are, you know, if you're getting the headaches, it'll be your intuition and your, you know, your third eye. If you are having issues communicating, your throat will become very croaky. So you'll know your lower back might start hurting if you're having family related dynamics. So do some research into it. But if you're needing to do something, you can get the chakra clearing tools that I've got on the website, and you can just, you know, every now and then do a chakra where you work on that, you know, gently for a week. Listen to chakra music of each area. If you're really coming from the heart and you're feeling that you're purging pain connected to family, it'll be your heart chakra and your base chakra. Listen to tunes of that vibration to meditate and, you know, loosen that load. Also, you can smudge stick yourself, you can clear your house, and, you know, it's very hard to work with the laws of attraction when you're at that vibration, though. So if you can't get your chakras aligned and yourself grounded, and it's not they're always going to be perfect, they're not, because we're human, but, you know, to actually get yourself as grounded as possible, take your shoes off, go out in the garden, walk in the grass with your feet, get some fresh air, some vitamin D. Try and detoxify by listening to tunes, tune out of normal music. That can be romantic or hypers, just very neutral harmonic tunes. Get grounded. You may not wish to mix with anyone. I mean, I feel like living in this house at the moment, I'm like 7 years in Tibet. I mean, I'm all good with that. I got the birds that sound like sheep. I've always been a vampire, though. I predominantly am awake at night time. So if anyone needs a booking late, you know, and I will be awake. So if you need an emergency one, just email me. More than likely I'm awake. Yeah, the isolation is all good, but we also need to start applying ourselves to our lives. Now, that can be entering new people into our life by mixing in different circles. Yeah, but you'll find, I mean, lately I've been waking up at 3 again. I have been seeing synchronicities connected to numbers. When you think of something and you see a synchronicity, it's a message directly connected to that. Sunflower girl, if you keep tuning that way, it's going to keep up. I know it's hard, doll, but it's going to kick you. Like attracts like. That is an aspect of manifestation, and when we are in that lower vibration and hurting, it definitely comes. Trust me, last week, probably not so bad this week, I'd say, but probably for the last 3 weeks, I was on a fuck humanity, very low frequency. But you need to believe in yourself, because you are the beacon. That's your role as a divine. Is that it's your role to step into your power and know who you are. This adversity is what makes you. Don't worry about the knives. They can't harm you if you get to a point where you remove yourself from them, meditate, and try and do the processing connected to all of that. Once you've processed, you're going to be at a strong vibration. Somebody actually said the other day, and this is so relevant, and I used to notice it really closely with my mother, and I do love my family, but I'm very different to my family. I'm the black sheep, and I'm all good with that. But I would literally be having the shittiest day, and I shit you not, I'd get a phone call from my mother, and it would be dump session on Yildiz, and I'd be going, seriously? And I mean, vibrationally, I'm strong enough to handle that. But unfortunately, it'd be when I was having a shitty day, because we are empaths, so we attract that. So you need to be very cautious when you're, at that lower frequency, and you best be getting the chakra stones on, and, the protective psychic protection stones on, because they're going to be phone calling you. They're going to be turning up at your doorstep with the knives ready to go, like Donkey Kong. It is the way it is. Feminine empaths, you will attract that. So be very grounded and self-aware connected to that. You don't want drama. You keep your frequency right before you walk out that door. I'm in mourning at the moment. I'm a Kiwi. I've got Kiwi blood. I don't always wear black. Today I did. You guys just see me wearing black. It all probably directly stems back to a prom. Not even a prom, it was a disco. I'd been in Europe for a while, and when I came back, my girlfriend was going, and I wore this flamboyant outfit and was like, never again. I'm going all Libran style, completely mediocre, dress it down, dress it up. I wear blues, greys, reluctantly wear pink. Yeah, but, even that song, Painted Black, that's very me. I don't know what you're saying. Any other questions? Yeah. It does get a bit annoying. Nothing personal. Oh, what did I say? When our vibrations are down low, you better go, go, go. He's getting entertained. I'll have to Google that word. Interesting. It's probably something disrespectful. Even though I do have a potty mouth at times. I mean... Any other questions, guys? I will be doing another twin flame video mid-month, but I am going to be doing... They must be having a shitty life. I'm sorry for them. Yeah. But yes, I definitely will be doing for June. I'm going to be doing twin flame videos for each zodiac sign, only at a basic level. I will be doing the live sessions again for the videos, because I feel the interaction with you guys is, what spreads the word Big Bird. Amanda, let him do the work. Don't step into that. Trust me. The symptoms. Okay, the symptoms that we have been experiencing of late. There has been a daunting energy where, with all the tower moments we've been having, 3D is where we physically are on this plane here. Yeah, so anything we physically are dealing with, our life, what we have in front of us, our direct and natural human aspect emotions. Ascension is 5. Different planes where we're in will be, you know, our dream state. Timelines is movement back and forward, where I think there was a reader that was mentioning about the fact that we already are directly connected to union. Many of us, we already are there, but we're physically dealing with the energy now. So it's shifting and warping timelines. And I remember in the other video I was doing, I was talking about time frames being bent and flicked back out. That is the same thing, is that we physically are already there, but we're doing the emotion, because energy is fluid. Yeah, you need to put the energy back on you, and that's what feminine has to learn. It's stop fixing everyone else, fix the internal. And a lot of us do need to realise home is not accommodation, home is inside. So the more work we do directly connected to being home inside is where we become healthier, and then we're not needy on other people, because that energy is quite frightening and unattractive to anyone, really. And then we can attract like-minded individuals where it's going to be problematic and lower frequency. Trust me, I have no one, but I have everyone. I mix with 2 people now, but we talk on the phone predominantly. I know family, but I haven't seen them probably in 7 months, and I'm okay with that. And it's not I have harsh feelings or hate towards them. Friendships that are of a different frequency of me, that's where they are personally on their life path. I hold no hate to them. I'm just working on my spiritual core self at the moment. It's just a lower frequency. There's no point in having that. Even if someone has done something ill towards you, it is a pointless energy to have, because that is where they're at. And there are reasons why people do the things they do. It can be connected to their blocks and their hurts, and judging at that aspect, you know, it's very hard to do that. That will be a video I will be doing soon, Sarah, connected to third-party energies. I'm doing more research into that. Generally speaking, it's connected to a block. So if they've removed the block, the answer is yes, they will be. But they've got to do the work in that area. And that isn't your energy to do. Trust, yes, it is definitely. It might be something in your area of life that you've had a block connected to. So it might be meditation, you know, private work you personally need to do so you don't attract that. But it's their work they're personally doing. But if you have a fear or insecurity connected to it, you will definitely have to get that worked on. There has been a lot of aspects of witchcraft around at the moment. And a lot of twin readers have had a lot of evil eye on them energetically. So very much I've done a lot of clearing in the home and a clearing on me. Aspects of jinn energy around. The feelings that we've been having, a lot of us have been experiencing headaches yet again. A vibration that something is changing or another tower moment is coming. But we don't know what it is, and we know we're not going to like it, but we're ready. That's why we're having this meditative state, and that's why we're purging right now. Yeah, the veil is thinning. Some of us can't tune into twin, but we're not meant to, because they're doing their work. What else? What else have I been picking up? Some people have been experiencing nausea, lower backaches. Yeah, some of us have had aspects of confusing between twin, which one's karmic. Don't get up in your head too much. Reality will be shown. Well, I was saying to Jen the other day, with the amount of towers I have literally had in such a short space of time, I'm like, any aspect of fear I had, it's like I'm being fast-tracked in some shape or form. Any aspect of fear I had, bang, has come at once. And it's been like bang, bang, bang. It's like a domino effect. to the point, I think if anything else happened, I swear I would fucking laugh. I would laugh. I mean, I did have a laughing fit a few weeks ago because it was like, well, okay, every affair I've had that any partner could co-create had come about. You know, any connections connected to friends. So it's like really, I don't have that aspect of fear anymore because I've had to face it. And from here on in, it's not about that anymore. It's about, well, where are we today? What are we doing today? Not what happened yesterday. Do you know what I mean? So you just have to get yourself as grounded as possible. Really focus your energy back on your life and let the cards fall where they're going to fall. You need to give them the ability to say that, darling. That's in divine timing. Yeah, where they move, where friendships fall away, it's a natural time. Um, it can be on both sides. Yeah, you just get to the point you're like, well, hey, I've had so much. I have done so much purging. I had absolute sheer panic the other day. I was like, oh my God, maybe I should leave YouTube. What am I doing? Am I on the wrong path? And you know, do I go back to the care industry? Itching symptoms as well. Yes, true. And then it was like, okay, Yildiz, calm the hell down. Calm down. Yep. Well, I'll call you if it happens and we'll have a cigarette together and we can just have a little laughing fit and go, yeah, I'm not even gonna ask for it. I'm just gonna go with the flow. But I will have to leave it on that note. Now there are discounts on the bookings at the moment. That's because a lot of us are actually doing a great deal of purging. And that's for the videos, the emails, all of them really. If it is your birthday,